Across the Atlantic, conditions are definitely getting ripe for all those tropical cyclones, and as we head towards the peak, which is in September, obviously we should be prepared. This afternoon at 5 p.m, we saw the formation of a tropical depression, and this one is basically just about 2,200 kilometers east of Trinidad and Tobago, so it's still a fair distance away, but obviously several days distance as well. It will likely begin to move westward as we go through the next few days, getting close to where we are by the weekend. Now, this is in the area which is of particular interest because it formed at 9 degrees north latitude and 40 degrees west, and that puts it directly in that area of interest where we tend to watch for at this time of the year. And in fact, the forecast from the Met Service is that there's 85% chance of seeing above normal activity within this area, possibly up to 4 to 6 of those tropical storms. 8 we could be seeing, and then 3 could be hurricanes. So that's why we're watching this one quite closely. Now, it does have a circulation here. You can just see it with the intense thunderstorms as well developing. It is sitting over some warm water, 28 degrees Celsius, but it will likely move westward, and as it does so, we get even over warmer waters, possibly up to 29 degrees Celsius, and favorable conditions are there in the upper levels. But once it gets close to the island chain, we could be seeing some sort of indecision here in terms of if it will stay as a tropical storm or just be a very intense rainmaker. But nevertheless, we are still watching this for some impact as we go through a Friday and Saturday. So we're watching this quite closely. Now, we do have one tropical wave, which is coming by tomorrow. This is no relation to that tropical depression, but it will likely bring us some showers, possibility of some thunder showers as well. Specifically for Trinidad, we'll likely see some showers along central and southern areas, looking for a low tonight of 25 degrees Celsius and highs of 33 tomorrow. But the bulk of the activity from that moisture and tropical wave will likely be for Trinidad. Now, for the next few days, obviously, we're looking at the temperatures to see how they will vary once that system out there begins to block our trade winds. The temperatures will begin to rise. We could be seeing highs 33 degrees Celsius, possibly in Tobago, as we go through a Thursday. And then on Friday and Saturday, we'll begin to see the influence of that system, possibly getting quite close to Trinidad and Tobago as we go through Saturday. So we're watching this quite closely, and you should pay attention to this and monitor all of the bulletins and updates which come out from us as well as from the Meteorological Service. For fisherfolk and mariners through tomorrow, easterly winds are still fresh, 15 to 20 knots for the most part, moderate choppy seas, 2 meters offshore, 1 to 2 meters to the Caribbean, and smooth conditions through the Gulf of Paria. And if you are heading out, you've got your high tide at 4:45 a.m. and the last one at 6 p.m. Now, across the Caribbean and the Great Antilles, they too have one system which is just north of Cuba. That will likely bring some showers around Havana, some thundery ones, possibility of some heavy showers there. Out for Jamaica, just occasional brief showers expected, as well as for Santo Domingo and Port-au-Prince. For the Eastern Caribbean, it's mostly fair, even though that tropical wave will be passing by. Most of the moisture is towards the south, around Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago, and then down towards Georgetown. They'll also be quite rainy as they go through their Wednesday. The intertropical convergence zone will be hovering over Guyana through Wednesday and possibly into Thursday. But for us in Trinidad and Tobago, we're watching that tropical depression as it gets closer to the island chain, so stay tuned. That's your weather, and that's it from me.